infrastructure systems for today's needs and intelligently adapt our core products to new applications to protect our frontline heroes. There are some things that don't change, such as our promise to always keep your power on, to keep you connected to your colleagues and loved ones, 24 hours a day around the world. In the new normal, our intelligent and vivid displays will continue to provide you with both security and entertainment in a smart city. We help you harvest clean, renewable energy and efficiently manage power to create the green factories of the future, new career paths, and a more diverse, resilient economy. We are a leading global force, powering the shift to e-mobility by creating the infrastructure that charges your EV car, fulfilling your dream of a new, smart, and connected life that's sustainable and one with nature. Be the change for a better tomorrow.
สวัสดีค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ A very good morning everyone and a very good morning to His Excellency ประเสริฐจันทระรวงทอง Deputy Prime Minister of Thailand and Minister of Digital Economy and Society Mr. Victor Cheung CEO of Delta Thailand Distinguished guests ladies and gentlemen my name is Vinarat Lauha Phakakul and on behalf of Delta Electronics Thailand Public Company Limited I would like to welcome all of you to the Delta Future Industry Summit 2024. As an industrial leader in ESG and a leading global provider of power and thermal management solutions, our focus in this year's discussion is on harnessing the transformative potential of artificial intelligence, or AI, to drive sustainable innovation. AI's ability to analyze vast data sets, optimize processes, and enable smarter decision-making aligns seamlessly with Delta's vision of sustainable development in the region. Now, this year's summit theme is Unlocking the Potential of AI for Industrial and Data Center Growth in Southeast Asia. Throughout the day, we'll have expert speakers delivering keynotes and participating in 2 panel discussions. And we also encourage you all, our valued guests, to actively share your opinions through our live polls and Q&A sessions, as well as our surveys. On your badge, at the back, you can scan the QR codes to access today's agenda and survey at any time. And we will display the QR code for our live polls and Q&A sessions. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'd like to first of all invite His Excellency Mr. ประเสริฐจันทระรวงทอง Deputy Prime Minister of Thailand and Minister of Digital Economy and Society to please deliver an opening address. Ladies and gentlemen, please give คุณ ประเสริฐ a very warm welcome.
Good morning. Distinguished guests, Victor Chen, CEO of Delta Electronics Thailand and executive from Delta, member of the media and fellow technology leader. It is an honor to address you all today at the Delta Future Industry Summit during the pivotal moment in Thailand digital transformation. We are at the edge of a new era shaped by artificial intelligence, a technology that can significantly change our economy and society. This summit gives us a great chance to discuss the region's role in shaping and succeeding in the AI era. Today, I would like to share Thailand's effort in AI development so far and our future ambition. Over the past few years, digital transformation as a key part of our economic growth. The Thailand 4.0 policy has created a strong foundation for innovation, digital infrastructure, and industry development. The global AI market is expected to reach beyond $184 billion in 2024 and expect to show an annual growth rate of 28.5%, resulting in a market volume of over $826 billion by 2030. Moreover, a Deloitte survey this year found that Southeast Asia is ranked second in Asia Pacific for generative AI adoption. Thailand plans to be part of this growth by developing local capability while working with international partners. From Oxford Insight in 2023, Thailand is ranked third in ASEAN for AI use leader. This puts us a strong position to expand our effort in key areas, like manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture, where AI can make a huge difference. Let's take a look at three key areas where AI can bring significant change to Thailand. First, manufacturing. As a key manufacturing hub in ASEAN, especially in automotive and electronics, Thailand can use AI-powered automation, predictive maintenance, and quality control to boost productivity by 30% and reduce costs by at least 20% based on global data. Second, healthcare. We believe AI will transform healthcare in Thailand, especially with our aging population. AI-driven diagnostic, telemedicine, and personalized treatment can help improve access to healthcare. A Harvard report found that AI may reduce treatment costs by up to 50% and improve health outcome by 40%. Third, agriculture. AI is foreseen to improve our agriculture sector, which employ around 30% of the population. AI-driven precision farming, crop monitoring, and supply chain optimization have shown to boost crop yield by 30% and reduce costs in the supply chain by up to 10%, ensuring both food security and export competitiveness. To make this opportunity become reality, Thai government have been investing resources in like the following three areas. First, we are heavily investment in talent development by partnering with leading university and industry experts. We are preparing the next generation with the critical AI skill. They will need to lead the way. Our goal is to have more than 30,000 AI talent by 2027. Second, we are building the necessary infrastructure. By 2027, we hope generate AI-driven business with positive social impact and an accumulated value of 48 billion baht. This includes the expansion of 5G networks, essential for AI-powered Internet of Things, technology achieving 92% of the population by 2025. Position Thailand as a leader in the key part of AI infrastructure with ASEAN. Third, we have introduced the Thailand AI Ethics Guideline since 2022 to ensure responsible development. This guideline prioritizes data privacy, fairness, and transparency in AI investment, which the Delta Summit today will also be discussing. Despite the progress made by Thailand, we know that Thailand cannot move forward alone. Therefore, we are working with global tech companies like Delta, academic institutions, and our neighbor in ASEAN to promote AI research and development. Not only Thailand, but also ASEAN future in the AI era is bright. We strongly believe that AI is a disruptive technology that can improve the region, economy, and people quality of life. If adopted and utilized responsibly and intelligently by promoting innovation, nurturing talent, and working with global partners, ASEAN will be an important player in the AI-driven world. The choice we make today will shape our nation's future and the region's future. It is very timely that major corporations like Delta Electronics is organizing such an important regional summit to address the AI potential. I am confident that together we can seize the incredible opportunity that AI brings. Thank you. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you very much, His Excellency, Mr. Praset Jantararongtong, for sharing with us Thailand's AI ambition with the regional thought leaders present here today. So next, there'll be a photo session with Kun Praset Jantararongtong. May I invite on stage Mr. Victor Cheung and Mr. Jackie Zhang for a group photo on stage, please. Please kindly remain on stage. May I now invite all distinguished speakers and panelists on stage, please, for a memorable group photo together. All panelists and speakers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much once again, His Excellency Mr. Praset Jantararongtong and distinguished speakers and panelists. Next, we will have Mr. Victor Cheung to share with us his opinion. Now, for those of you who haven't had the chance to take a look at all the booths outside, I encourage you to do so, because the booths outside talk about EV charging, about building automation, about data infrastructure and automation, and the models out there visualize how AI can be applied into real life. So now we will listen to Mr. Victor Cheung, CEO of Delta Thailand. He will share with us harnessing AI for unleashing growth potential in Southeast Asia. Please give a very warm welcome to Mr. Victor.
I'm Victor Chen, CEO of Delta Electronics Thailand. It's my great pleasure to host this Delta Future Industrial Summit for the first time this year. I'd like to extend my warmest welcome to His Excellency Kun Praset, Deputy Prime Minister of Ministry of Digital Economy and Society, and many of our distinguished panelists, government representatives, industry leaders, and esteemed member of the press. On behalf of Delta Thailand, I'm thrilled to have this opportunity today as we explore the future of industry. Given the widespread adoption of AI across many different sectors, we're very excited that this is a time to seize the opportunity for business opportunity today. With your presence, we want to dive a little bit into the theme of unlocking the potential of AI for industrial and data center growth in Southeast Asia. So let's take a moment to recognize the impact AI is having on us today. Much of the attention often focuses on United States or China's development, but it's also crucial to look at closer at home. In this region, Southeast Asia, AI is rapidly transforming the industries and economies, unlocking immense potential across this region. As AI becomes integrated across many sectors, such as finance, healthcare, logistics, education, industrial automation, its impact is really reshaping the landscape and changing the competitive natures of our enterprise. Countries like Singapore, Indonesia, and Thailand are implementing national AI strategies, each leveraging the power of AI to fuel new opportunity and growth. For example, Singapore has set ambitious goals to project this market to reach 16 billion by 2030, reflecting a 42% compound annual growth. Thailand and Indonesia also emerging as key players with forecast AI market to reach 4.3 billion and 10.9 billion respectively by 2030. AI is not only significant boosting these productivity across different segments, but also helping enhance the quality of life if adopted responsibly. With great potential comes great responsibilities. In Southeast Asia, like many countries, challenges such as regulatory framework, infrastructure limitations, and ethical concerns must be addressed to ensure the sustainable development of AI as an industry. And the lack of comprehensive policy governing AI could hinder innovation and creates uncertainty to our businesses. While ethical concerns surrounding data privacy and data security, although these algorithmic bias pose some significant concerns about the responsible use of AI technology. Insufficient infrastructure like energy resources and internet bandwidth also pose some limit on the deployment capability. In this aspect, Thailand is investing heavily in resources to develop AI as it aligns directly with government's Thailand 4.0 national strategy to transform the economy into a knowledge-based, high-tech-based economy. Central to this initiative is the development of AI to boost productivity in key sectors like manufacturing, healthcare, education, and so on. Thailand's national AI strategy from 2020 to 2027 outlines the government's approach in actively promoting AI ethics, governance, and human capacity buildings to ensure AI development aligns with the social values, safeguarding privacy and data security. So as we examine AI's transformative impact across different industries, it is evident that the sectors most relevant to most of us here, such as energy, industrial automation, data centers, and building automations, are also ready to experience significant growth driven by AI. In the industrial automation sector, by enabling predictive maintenance, reducing downtime, and optimize productivity, The global AI in manufacturing market is expected to have the potential to generate US $1.2 to $2 trillion in annual value for manufacturing and supply chain management. In data center segment, AI infrastructure investment will drive data center capital expenditure to over $500 billion by 2027. In fact, investment in these regions are already going quite strong. To cite a few examples, Microsoft has pledged to invest $2.2 billion to build digital infrastructure in Malaysia over a period of 4 years. And just last month, Google had announced plans to invest over $1 billion to build its data center and cloud infrastructure in regions of Thailand. And there are many more in the working right now. Now in energy sector, AI market could reach US 13 billion or more, driven by its application in areas like smart grid management, energy forecast, and asset management. In building automation sector, global smart buildings, this market spending could reach over $100 billion by 2029, with almost 4 times growth from now until 2029, driven by AI and also IoT-related technology. So with AI at the forefront, Delta's AI-driven products and solutions can play a crucial role to make factories, living space, and also data center infrastructure smarter, more efficient, and adaptable to future need. Here is a few examples of our Delta's data center solutions. As AI application becomes more complex, data centers are evolving rapidly to meet this increasing demand for capacity, energy, and efficiency requirement. A key innovation to support this AI ecosystem is liquid cooling technology, which is becoming a very essential part for managing this immense heat and energy generated by AI workload. Delta's air-assisted cooling, abbreviated as AALC, data center infrastructure provides a significant reduction in capital expenditure compared with other open-loop direct liquid cooling, especially in infrastructure in facility that has no liquid access. It can deliver 2.5 times more cooling capacity and consume less than 7% of power when compared with traditional air cooling. In addition, Delta provides innovative liquid cooling, all liquid cooling solution tailored to meet this need of AI GPU technologies. This include cold plate loops at the server level and the coolant distribution unit at the rack level. It's seamlessly integrated to deliver outstanding efficiency for pure liquid cooled AI servers and AI racks. In manufacturing sector, Delta's digital twin platform, built on NVIDIA's Omniverse structure, enhance smart manufacturing by simulating real-time environment to improve efficiency and quality. Technology can reduce commissioning time by over 50% and also features ORV3 AI server infrastructure, industry standard infrastructure, and includes a 97.5 efficiency Delta power supplies, DC-DC converters, power chokes, and also 3-dimensional vapor chamber to support demanding GPU operation. In the building automation sector, our VivoTech deep search video surveillance technology is AI-enabled to enhance building security and also quick search through large volume of real-time video footage using an advanced algorithm to analyze video data, allowing users to quickly pinpoint any specific personnel or event. So as we move forward, Delta's vision goes beyond staying ahead of trends. It's about shaping the future when technology enriching our lives, business, and sustainability guides every action to realize an intelligent, sustainable, and connected world. If we look at history, from the 80s, we have PCs. In the 90s, internet started service and generated many different applications from search engine, social media, to mobile computing. Nowadays, nobody really take care of our livelihood without using some of these tools. And cloud computing becomes ever more pervasive in our business operations. Now, AI is really jumping into the scene to enable a whole range of different applications. We are digitizing our data. We're digitizing all of our transactional processes. And all these data form the backbone of machine learning or AI enablement. From very simple asking questions that is already existing in the internet, many companies have their own know-how, customer information, technology through different vertical segments. All these private data, one day we envision will be AI enabled and generate value. So things like, for example, at Delta, if we have machines that we purchased in the 2000, 2010, 2020, different generations, if we need to maintain, the technician take out a menu to read it and to do things one by one. But with AI-enabled technology, you simply ask your computer, either through texting or through voice, to ask a specific question. How do I do this? How do I do that? And the answer will pop up in no time. This will solve immense logistic issues for operations and enhance the productivity many folds. So we look forward to this AI-enabled world in the coming years. AI is not a fad. It's really here to exist and helping our lives. And with that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you very much for participating today. Kupun Kap.
Thank you very much, Mr. Victor Cheung, for your inspiring insights about the potential of AI for the region. As Mr. Victor Cheung has said, that AI today is a reality. And so it is best that we use it to its best potential and for the best benefits for us. Our next speaker will talk about the future of AI-driven connectivity. May I invite the next speaker on stage, Khun Paradi Sintawanarong, Head of Marketing for Thailand and Vietnam at Facebook Thailand. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm welcome to Khun Paradi.
At Meta, we believe that every connection is an opportunity and it's your world. My name is Paradi Sintawanarong, Head of Marketing at Meta for Thailand and Vietnam. I'm really honored to be here to share with you today about the future of connectivity with AI. Before we go right into AI, the topic of today, I'd like to give a snapshot of how Meta is connecting half the world populations. We're actually connecting people over our surface of services: Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Can I see a raise of hand? Any of you use any of these services? Yeah, so our stats is true. This is more than half. So we are servicing over 3.27 billion people on a daily basis. And this is a year-on-year growth of 7%. And what do they do when they come to use our services? We can tell you that video is on the rise. Over 50% of people who use Instagram is using Reels, which is a video format of Instagram. And if you combine Facebook and Instagram, over 60% of them is also using videos. Our next and newest applications, Threads. Has anyone of you here used Threads? Wow, okay. You're very leading in the technology space. So we have now servicing over 200 million active users who's using Threads, which is our newest application. And the next stat, which is very important and very fit with this today's topic, is that we have over 1 million advertisers that's using generative AI to do creatives for the last month. And with our AI technologies, we've seen that our advertiser has been receiving increase in ROAS of 22% with our Advantage Plus shopping campaign. Without further ado, I would like to give you a glimpse of how future of connection with AI with this video.
Design a training program so that I can run a marathon.
What can I see with a telescope from Cedar Lake?
Summarize this.
How do I plant this?
What are you gonna get?
Well, I need some help.
What is this dish?
Guys, let's do some trivia.
Oh, yes, let's do that.
I'm gonna win.
Imagining a treehouse.
In a big oak tree with a porch and a ladder.
Imagine Little Italy in 1954.
Hey, Mira. Look at these and tell us what to make. Next question.
It starts with an empty prompt
Oh, there it is.
Wow, it's amazing.
that takes you as far as you want to go. Using the most advanced AI whenever you need it.
So what you have seen is what we call Meta AI, which is the smartest virtual assistant. The good news is it's already available today. We've launched it since April earlier this year, and now available for 22 countries around the world. And the good news for Thai is that we're coming up with Thai language by the end of the year. So what actually is, imagine that you have a secretary in an AI format that you can ask about anything. For example, I'm a coffee lover. I cannot go by a day without coffee. Anywhere I go where I travel for work, I can search, find me the nearest good coffee shop. And it will prompt me with a list of coffee shops where closest to where I am. Or if I want to do exercise, build me an exercise program with low impact. It will just create this for you. And the best part of it is, you do not need to download any additional application. This is embedded within the services that you have used, I've seen the raise of hands, every day, across Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, that you're already using every day. So this is called Meta AI. So with that, this is not new. For Meta, we've been pushing the envelope of AI and technology for the past 10 years with Oculus, mixed reality headset, and so forth. So the future of connection will surface across multi-dimensions in work, in entertainment, in fitness, and gaming. And recently, we just announced that we are opening up Meta Horizons OS as an open system that we built on Meta Quest 3, which is our mixed reality headset. But our vision spans beyond mixed reality into ambitious program to augmented reality and smart glasses. So imagine that you do not need to sway your attention from who you're looking at or what you're doing, but you can do that while wearing glasses. It's already available today, what we call Meta Ray-Ban, whereby you can take photos, record videos, and better yet, you can talk to your glasses. You say, for example, in this example, this man is looking at the mirror and say, look at what I'm wearing, and suggest a hat that can go well with this outfit. So this is already available today, the power and connectivity of AI. With that, we're already seeing people embrace new form factors like smart glasses, virtual reality, Meta Quest 3. So imagine video earlier that the lady is wearing Meta Ray-Ban, looking in the refrigerator, and asks the smart glasses, hey, Meta, tell me what to make. Or you can say, if you go to the country that's now available, looking at some plant, and say, hey, Meta, what am I seeing? And it will prompt you and tell you right away what kind of plant it is and what you can do with it. And this lady on your right here, she's taking photos and asks Meta, write me a good, funny Instagram caption with your smart glasses. This is all powered by AI. So with that, we're saying that in consumers' front, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. So that's why Meta, we are investing till now over $100 billion to build the next frontier of connectivity with generative AI, to fulfill our missions, to bring the world closer together and give power for people to build community. So with that, I'd like to segue a bit for the business application of generative AI. We have a solution called Meta Advantage that help marketers achieve results with innovation. So that every dollar that you spend, that you're investing, you're already investing in AI-driven marketing. So how does AI help with marketers? It's actually help from the beginning to the end, from budgeting, creative production, destination where you should show your ads, the placement, and the audience where you should be targeting. I give you a classic example. Right now, you do not know who your customers are. If you're selling, for example, high heels, you're only targeting women so-and-so age, but who knows? Nowadays, you've seen females that might be wearing high heels that are not females. So these could be your customers that beyond your frontier, that AI can help you to navigate so that your products will find the people that most rightful for you. So we have done research that Advantage Plus shopping campaigns has increased return on ad spend by 32%, and with app campaign by 9%. Not only that, AI for business messaging. Can I see, since you wake up this morning, have you already used messaging today? Okay, yes. Did you know that Thailand is actually one of the top countries in the world that use business messaging? And I'm not kidding, this is the right stats. So Thailand is actually the forefront of business messaging or conversational commerce. So with that, do you know that every day, can anyone want to guess how many messages are sent for business transaction? I can tell you a hint that is more than 100 million. Any numbers? Okay. Oh, so every day there's more than 600 business messages sent every single day. So imagine the scale and volume of the business. So imagine today we are now testing what we call an AI agent, whereby businesses would have an AI that help run their business 24/7. Would it be good for when you sleep, but an AI would reply to a customer for you? So you can build in an AI agent whereby you can always answer customer inquiries 24/7. So that is coming, and it's also going to support Thai language. So with that, earlier I mentioned that AI can help you to build creatives. But how? And how does creative is important? Because we've run tests that actually the success of your campaign is determined by creative by 56%. So it's very important what you see and when you build creative as a marketers and business. But to make it more vividly, how does AI help in generation of creatives? So number one, in this example, coffee. You can put in, give me a coffee with a background of a large screen landscape. And there you go. You have a variety of creatives that you can choose. So give your customers different flavors. So I might like coffee in the sunflower fields, whereas someone else might like it in the building's background. Secondly, AI, generative AI, can help you write advertising caption that will work best for you. And lastly, on scale. So AI can help in terms of expanding images so that it will give you the best practice in terms of effectiveness of your ad, which is actually 9:16. So these are just some of the examples that generative AI already helping advertisers, marketers, and businesses across the world. As I mentioned earlier, there's already over 1 million businesses using these type of services by generative AI every day in the last month. Also, as Meta, we've shifted our strategies to increase AI recommended discoverable content. We've done research. We have just passed 10/10, our mega sales campaign. Can I see show of hand who shopped during mega sales campaign? 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12. Okay, great. I'm also, okay? So actually we've done research that almost 3 out of 4, 73% of Thai shoppers discover brands or products during holiday season on Meta platform. And almost 4 out of 5 Thai shoppers were influenced by Meta technologies in these seasonal purchases. So as you can see, this is the power of AI. And also we are actually just launched the live shopping commerce that give people ability to showcase their products more. With that, how immersive and a contextual experience will change in the future. As you see here are 2 examples. This is Hyundai, that they're using the virtual headset for people who come in. Imagine come in this room in the future, and everyone would wear a headset, whereby you will get an immersive experience as if you're somewhere else. So that is already happening in the US, whereby they give immersive experiences to their customers. And that's an example of Meta AI, Meta Ray-Ban glasses that I mentioned earlier. With that, this is the last slide, which will summarize our journey together. The meaningful innovation will be driven by all of us collectively to unlock new opportunities. So each and individual one of you will determine how future would look like with AI as part of our lives. Secondly, in the age of AI, innovations help you meet your customer in a more meaningful and personalized way. So in the future, each one of you will get different type of ads because you would have different motivations, different likes, and with different dislike. And thirdly, how do we find the perfect balance between short-term and long-term wins with these visions? So the future lies by all of us to shape the future of AI together, because every connection is an opportunity, and it is your world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kun Paradi, for sharing with us the power and connectivity of AI. May I next invite Kun Victor Cheung to please present Kun Paradi with a token of appreciation on stage. Thank you very much. Please give them both a round of applause. I thank both Mr. Victor Cheung and Kun Paradi for sharing with us how AI could help drive connectivity, transform social media and online connectivity, as well as drive growth. So our next session is a special fireside chat, and the topic is unlocking sustainable AI growth. We are honored today to have two distinguished guests joining us today. May I call on stage and please welcome Mr. Tim Rosenfield, co-founder and co-CEO of Firmus Technologies and Sustainable Metal Cloud. He will be our guest speaker. And may I invite as well Mr. David Liu, Vice President of Southeast Asia Business at Delta Electronics, as the interviewer. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them both a warm welcome.
Good morning. Tim, thank you so much for making time for us today. I know there's a lot of demands with everything that's going on within the data center business. So maybe just first up, as Victor was saying previously, AI's with us, and listening to Kun Parasar from Meta, AI is with us.
It is.
Right? And it's part of our lifestyle and it's not going to go anywhere away. What are the energy challenges that we have when it comes to AI?
So thank you, David, and of course thank you to the entire Delta team for having me here, and also it was a pleasure to hear from His Excellency earlier on the topics of AI. We've heard a lot about AI, and I think it's a universal trend that AI is going to disrupt and improve outcomes of industries, of people, and of economies. My business and our focus for the past 7 years has been on making sure that we can build the foundation of the AI factory and of the AI ecosystem in the most energy efficient and sustainable and cost-effective way possible. One of the core challenges that AI needs to overcome to scale rapidly is in the data center. And that's where Delta has a real advantage, and that's where Delta has a real, a good deal of focus. We have seen a trend here, and you can see it on screen. As AI has moved into the data center, and as the data center has become more of a processing plant as opposed to a data storage plant, there is a trend going on where servers are getting more power hungry. That's driven by GPUs, which are fantastic, and they are the backbone of training and inferencing AI. But these more powerful GPUs are requiring more power into the data center. That's having knock-on effects into rack densities and into cooling requirements, which is why we've seen some of the fantastic products on display here from Delta that address liquid cooling, because liquid cooling is one of the ways that we can make things more efficient. Our company has spent 7 years developing its own version of liquid cooling called single-phase immersion. And single-phase immersion has specific scale applications for how you can build data centers from the ground up, specifically for AI.
So we're here talking about Southeast Asia, and we've got a lot of temperature
Yes.
challenges in Southeast Asia, right? The weather's perfect in Thailand, but it can get very, very warm. What are the opportunities for liquid cooling within the data center growth portfolio?
Yeah, so I think coming back to that point, actually, and again, the topic of today is that AI has the opportunity to be everywhere. Southeast Asia is a hub of manufacturing, it's a hub of commerce, it's a hub of industry, it's a hub of education. AI in this area means there's going to be a lot of data centers, a lot of infrastructure needed. The opportunity for liquid cooling in the data center and in Southeast Asia is enormous, because liquid cooling solves for this challenge. That is, Southeast Asia, fortunately or unfortunately, is pretty hot and pretty humid, and that makes cooling even more of a challenge. So when you're dealing with rack densities in data centers that used to be 10, 15 kilowatts, next year's NVIDIA Blackwell series are 130 kilowatt racks. There's product roadmaps I've seen that show 2,000 watt chips coming in 2026. So we're talking about 200 to 250 kilowatt racks ultimately. And if AI keeps growing at scale, you can see the challenge here. So Southeast Asia is poised to lead the way, not only because there is so much innovation at the core of companies like Delta and others who are embracing liquid cooling technologies to make it scale. But there is insatiable demand for this type of energy efficient infrastructure to solve these AI challenges in Southeast Asia specifically. So it's a perfect test bed for that. We started our journey in Australia, but we are now a global business headquartered in Singapore. Our test data center in Singapore has yielded exceptionally low PUEs, so 1.02 PUE. And we've further innovated inside the actual server itself. That's now proven and scalable, and so what we're now doing with partners like Delta is bringing that to other geographies around Southeast Asia to make AI more affordable. And you can see here on screen behind me that we actually have a really good example of how we've built our high-density AI factory and versus how it would have been built if you'd built it with an air-cooled system, which is a vastly different proposition.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And I guess with the data center expansion, right? So one is building brand new data centers and being able to design them for the much more dense racks. But given that we've got a lot of infrastructure and data centers have been built, you know, a lot over the last 10 or 15 years,
Yes.
how do you go about retrofitting those sort of data centers to bring them up to what the requirements are moving forward?
Another topical and very pressing challenge, because again, data centers have been built typically for 10, 15 kilowatt racks. How do you introduce a new medium like liquid cost effectively in a timely way and at scale? This is one of the central challenges that my company sought to solve. Our approach was to develop a scaled immersion cool platform, which was retrofittable in modules, and you can see again behind me a little representation of a module, which is a 1.6 megawatt liquid cooled, we call them hypercubes or AI factories that actually go inside an existing data center. And what that looks like actually in practice is a very simple retrofit. An entire system that goes into a data hall that uses the existing building's condenser water, if it's a water-cooled data center, or in regions where water isn't readily available, like India, where we are deploying as well, it can use air cooling as well to project heat. So, you know, there are varied and diverse ways of retrofitting data centers, and there's many different applications of new types of CDUs and cooling loops. And this is a challenge that we all have to solve together. Our particular solution is especially cost effective at hyperscale level. And, you know, when we thought about this, actually designing a retrofit was something that we really took to the core of what we do.
And I guess I'm fortunate, but many of the other people here haven't seen it. Yeah. Your data center in Singapore is, especially in the STT facility, is quite an impressive. Can you tell me a little bit about that, the case study, and maybe describe it for the crowd here so they can understand? Yeah.
So, selection of images on the screen behind us here, but what it is actually, again, solving for scale. One of the main challenges, if you look at the way AI is going, and it's not just now sort of server by server, we're talking about rack by rack, and suddenly becoming data center by data center. So again, I come back to this concept that scale and retrofittable kind of ease of doing that is a real central thing. So we designed this to be, again, one central 1.6 megawatt collection of 16 racks. So at the moment we're 100 kilowatts per rack, moving to 250 kilowatts, thanks to innovation that we're doing with Delta on the way through on our power design. But what actually you can see in the central photo there is a representation of the data hall. And that data hall is 16 tanks of 100 kilowatts. That the green pipe there, which is our main input into the data center, which is our condenser water, feeds into a centralized heat exchange process. So essentially one big CDU. So there's a rack scale level, which is CDUs per rack, and that's fantastic as well. Nothing wrong with that technology. We just approach this from a different scale. You know, we are solving for tens of megawatts at a time here, and what we do is we have actually two N+N heat exchangers, and that just takes a central, zero chiller required, just central condenser water supply from the data center. So actually very similar to a direct-to-chip style process. It's just that everything's supersized. So rather than having a CDU in each rack and rather having a cold plate in each server, we brute force it, I guess you can say. So we have one really large CDU, which is a 1.6 megawatt heat exchanger, and then the entire server, and you can see an image of that at the top right, which are NVIDIA H100 chips. The entire server goes into a bath of oil. And why that's particularly useful for hyperscale is you don't need to worry with any fans anymore. You don't need to worry about putting cold plates on any different chips. And again, very, very real and present use cases for what we're doing, and very real and present use cases for other types of ways of doing this. It's kind of like having different types of cars or having different types of engine technologies. There will be many. This is one of the ones that we came up with and that we're using now to build hyperscale data centers.
And I guess your company's become very much the innovator and it's like the Tesla of the electric vehicle world when they first came out type thing.
I could only dream for that success. But yes.
I'm sure it's going to come. So maybe you can just share some of the challenges that you've had growing the company over the next few years and where you see the obstacles to get immersion to be a bit more of a mainstream type technology.
Absolutely. So immersion and the way that we've gone about this is our goal was to develop what we saw as the most effective, cost-effective to operate and to build technology. Immersion has had a reputation for being potentially over-engineered and over-complicated, and that is because you are putting a server into a bath of immersion. Our process on the way through solved a lot of engineering challenges and solved a lot of use case challenges, but in the end, it's come down really to two things, or one thing with two different groups. It's partnership. The first partnership is we've been able to demonstrate our technology at scale and have it verified by industry leaders like our partners at NVIDIA, at Dell, at Supermicro, and other large-scale users. That's led to us now being part of government policy. So in Singapore, our technology, having been proven for being energy efficient, is now part of the Singapore government's Green DC roadmap. And that has had cascading effects for adoption of our technology as it's now seen in the mainstream. The other partnership, and a very important partnership that I come back to, is with industry. We have pioneered this particular platform, and we have had to innovate and come up with new standards and new ways of doing things. And that partnership is only so good as industry adopting what we do. So what I say by that is one of the challenges for immersion is if you can imagine putting a server in a bath of oil, you normally have PSUs at the back. If you're having a rack, it's normally vertical and you have PSUs plugged in at the back. With immersion, that doesn't work because imagine trying to plug a cable in from the bottom of a server as it's going into a bath of oil. It doesn't work. So this is actually a challenge that we gave to Delta. We said to Delta, can you help us design a compatible system of power shelves that would mean that we could just lower our servers directly onto a bus bar and power them up when they go in. And Delta took that challenge, delivered us what is the first immersion warranted 54 volt power bus rail system in the world, and that's now in data centers around the world. And one of the reasons that we're getting adoption with our customers is we can prove to them that the industry is backing this type of sustainable and cost-effective technology. So partnership, David, is an essential part of getting this new type of highly sustainable and highly cost-effective infrastructure, I should say, into the hands of folks.
I think from the Delta perspective and my team's perspective, working on new technologies to see where it's going to adapt to the AI world is really motivational. And I think what you guys are doing is amazing because I think it's really setting the potential for the roadmap, because the perspective of understanding racks going from 10 kilowatt to 200 plus kilowatt is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So again, it's a pleasure to work with you and your team, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. I don't know if you've got any other final comments that you want to add?
No, look, I think it's heartening to speak at events like this and to see the focus on AI's use cases. And I think we heard this morning 3 different times how much AI is disrupting and changing and evolving. I think that stat from Meta around video use and just how much is going into, say, advertising in optimization, all of that lives on servers that are energy hungry, that live in data centers. So all of that underpinning, and it's the main message we try and get across, is that the foundation of the AI boom is actually infrastructure.
Right.
Infrastructure that companies like Delta and its partners have been building and optimizing for years and years. So it's really essential that we as industry folk get this right, set this AI factory up to be as cost effective to build, as future-proof as possible, and as sustainable. And sustainability is at the core of what we do. We cut energy CO2 by about 50% in Singapore. Obviously that has corresponding cost savings, but at the same time, we really need to, as an industry, drive forward a clear focus on sustainability. So
Which is
very
absolutely what Delta's perspective is as well.
Yeah.
Tim, thanks again for your time. It was a pleasure, and good luck. I'm really excited to be part of the journey moving forward.
Thanks, David. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to both Mr. Tim and Mr. David. I may ask Mr. David to please give a token of appreciation to Tim. Thank you very much once again to both David and Tim. We have 2 more panel discussions coming up on challenges and opportunities in implementing AI data center infrastructure and harnessing the power of AI for intelligent work and living spaces. Now, for the media, I would like to invite you to join Mr. Victor Cheung, Delta Thailand CEO, and Mr. Jackie Zhang, Chief Operating Officer and President of Delta Thailand, for a Q&A session. This is for the press, for the media, okay? At Gourmet 2 room on level 1, on the first floor at 10:30. 10:30, Gourmet 2 room, level 1. And as for the rest of our guests, we'll now take a short break of 15 minutes and we'll come back for the 2 panel discussions. So please be back in this room by 10:30. 10:30, please come back here, okay? Thank you very much. Enjoy your break.
At Delta, we believe in a future where progress and sustainability go hand in hand. We're not just building technology, we're building a better tomorrow. Our commitment to environmental, social, and governance principles, or ESG, guides everything we do. We believe in creating a positive impact on the environment. For ourselves, our communities, and generations to come, we're taking bold action to protect our planet. We've joined the global SBTi initiative, committing to achieving net zero through science-based targets. We're reducing our emissions, investing in renewable energy, and leading the way with green buildings. Delta Group's 34 green buildings and 2 certified green data centers are a testament to our commitment to a cleaner future. We took another bold step by joining the RE100, committing to using 100% renewable energy across our operations. We're harnessing technology to solve social challenges. Our innovative solutions are helping communities across the globe, from our flood monitoring system, which protects vulnerable areas, to our smart farms, which set new standards in grassroots agriculture. We're using our expertise to make a real difference. We believe in empowering the next generation. Our programs nurture future talent and create a more inclusive and sustainable world. We offer internships, scholarships, and collaborative partnerships to foster innovation and empower young minds. At Delta, we're not just building products, we're building a legacy. We're committed to sustainable development, social responsibility, and ethical governance.
With the promise of 5G and IIoT, modern warehouses are becoming increasingly complex. To harness the growth potential of Industry 4.0, allowing you to increase your efficiency, safety, and profit margins, you need a trusted partner to support you through the digital transformation for success. As a global technology leader, Delta delivers the complete solution to automate your warehouse, making it 5G ready. Our high-quality products are compact, cost-effective, and durable, giving you the flexibility that you need to automate your warehouse your way. Our extensive product portfolio meets the highest standards, all controlled through our management software, making it easy to plan your maintenance and optimize for energy efficiency. As a global supplier with worldwide support, we will deliver what you need, where you need it. For more than 50 years, Delta has stayed on top of technological and market changes, innovating a wide spectrum of energy-efficient and environmentally friendly products and solutions, so that you can scale your business for a greener future.
In today's fast-paced world, security concerns are at an all-time high, with countless events unfolding every day. However, efficiently managing enormous numbers of video recordings and devices has become a significant challenge. Now, with Vast Security Station, a quick-to-set-up AI surveillance system, offering versatile management functions and connecting over 20,000 cameras for unparalleled surveillance coverage. Effortlessly connect cameras with Vast Security Station's auto-setup tool for a seamless experience. Our interface enhances workflow and maximizes efficiency. Customize view layout and handily drag and drop cameras, making it easier than ever to monitor what matters most. Monitor vehicles with our license plate recognition solution, combined with the customized list set on integrated LPR cameras. For restricted and focus areas, VSS visualizes event rules directly on the screen, delivers status at a glance, easily enforces security policies when issues arise. Moreover, with accurate event notifications, precise location and rapid playback footage are just a few clicks away. With audio devices installed, VSS enables automatic event detection and broadcasting, having complete control over issuing warnings or making announcements with a simple click. Say goodbye to tedious database searches. Vast Security Station features deep search, which quickly locates people and vehicles based on appearance and behavior. Relevant objects are filtered and displayed, providing clear and precise results efficiently. Your gateway to intelligent security, control, and management. Vast Security Station by Vivatech.
Welcome back, everyone, to Delta Future Industry Summit 2024. So we have two panel discussions here, and they're both very interesting because we have experts and innovators from the field of AI and data center infrastructure to share with us their perspective. So let's get started with the first topic here, challenges and opportunities in implementing AI data center infrastructure. So let's start off with an online poll here. May I ask everyone to participate? This is the QR code, or on your right as well, if you can scan here in front or on your right, and maybe you can try answering this question as well. Will there be significant technology change in data center infrastructure with the rapid advancement of AI? What do you think? What do you think of this? Maybe you can share with us your opinion as well, so we can all have a broad picture of what everyone in this room is thinking actually. And also, at any time during today's discussion, and you have any questions for the speakers, we will have our QR code up as well, and you can scan them and write down your questions for the panelists, so that at the end of the discussion, if time allows, then I will pick the questions and ask the panelists for you, okay? So you can ask your questions as well through the QR code. But now, let's see the poll. Oh yes, 93%. All right, this is no contest at all. Everyone believes that AI will definitely change data center infrastructure. So let's see what our speakers have to say on this issue. May I invite on stage our four speakers for this first panel discussion. May I invite on stage Khun Thirapan Charan-sak, Managing Director of True IDC, Ms. Jamie Ko, Director of Regional Public Affairs and Policy, GRAB, Ms. Ing Siri Kunbadi, Public Policy Manager of Meta, and may I invite Khun Sakda Saeung, Southeast Asia Regional Director, Data Center Platform Business, Delta, Thailand. สวัสดีนะคะ สวัสดี to all of our speakers. So basically, I'll be asking them three very basic questions about this issue. And after that, I'll open up the floor for any questions that you might have. So the first question is, why is responsible AI crucial for developers, platforms, and countries? This would be my first question, asking about responsibility. Now, we all know that AI is beneficial, but at the same time, we have to use it responsibly as well. So maybe we can start with Khun Thirapan.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Thirapan Charan-sak. I'm from True IDC. We are the data center providers and cloud providers in Thailand. Okay. When we talk about the responsible AI, we have to think about the applications that we develop for the business first, right? Then we incorporate the responsible AI into the code or the source of the code, which starting from the developers itself. That is a lot of framework of the responsible AI that I can name of. Example, data privacy, transparency, legal compliance. All this stuff has to be included in the source code when developers develop the applications. Otherwise, all the AI application will be not legal or comply or cannot create the trust for the user or the organization to use it, right? Once the developer develop the application, AI application per se, they have to find a platform that they can trust enough, and those platform has to build based on the responsible AI framework as well. There are so many platforms available in the market at the moment, either Google, Microsoft, AWS, or even sovereign AI that government announced to implement it in Thailand. But how could we implement it in a responsible AI way, right? The thing is, government define government 4.0 in Thailand, and AI is part of it as well. If AI happen in Thailand, it will create a significant change to drive the business in Thailand? Yeah, that would be the answer for question one.
All right, thank you very much. We'll move on to Kun Jamie.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Jamie. I head the Regional Public Affairs and Policy team at Grab, which is an app platform that helps connect you with on different services on transport and deliveries, connecting merchants and users who want to order food or order a ride. So I think this is a really important question, and I love that it's the first question we started with. I think why responsible AI is important is because AI has real-world implications. It can go really well or really badly. In terms of going really well, there's a lot of potential for economic growth, inclusion, for small businesses to grow if it's used well, and for people to feel safer, right? When you have more identity verification technologies enabled by AI. But conversely, it could go really badly as well if people, even though AI was built based on biased data. There are also examples whereby a GPS system navigates people into driving into a river. Conversely, it's so ironic that you can make it safer, but make it less safe. It could be more inclusive, but also exclude people more. And that's why responsible AI is so important, because it determines whether AI has the benefit or has negative consequences on society. So relating to this, in order to get benefits, I think you spoke about earlier about trust. That's so important, because only with trust will there be adoption. If people don't dare to adopt AI applications, people are scared of AI, people worry about their data being misused, then people won't adopt it, right? And then you can't reap the benefits of AI as well. So responsible AI is important from that perspective. And at Grab, we have a framework where we identify what the AI ethics principles we follow as we innovate around the company. And as we develop as well, we have an AI risk framework to help people understand what risks AI can bring, and therefore how do we mitigate this. And then finally, around the perspective of countries, I think the balance that they need to strike is about driving innovation, but while ensuring that societal interests are still being taken care of at the meantime. Because if you sort of veer too much in either direction, it could end up in an outcome that you don't desire. For example, you stifle innovation because there are too many rules. Then you can't maximize the potential of AI. But at the same time, if you do not have any sort of guidance at all, and it goes chaotic, then everyone is scared of it, and you'll also move backwards. So that's why I think it's quite important that we start thinking about responsible AI. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, Kun Ing, please share with us your perspective.
Thank you so much. And I think I would like to say +1 to the previous speaker. And we are building the AI for the open innovation, as well as to create a more beneficial things or innovation to the society. So that's why responsible AI is very, very important, as well as the open AI. So in order to make sure that AI is sustained and everyone is have a trust in order to use it, then that's why the responsible AI come in. Why it needs to be responsible? I would like to share that at Meta, we also create a lot of guardrail, because we are a technology company that develop the technology in order for developer and society to use to pave a way forward for the next connectivity. As you see earlier from my colleague that shared to you what will be the next gen of the AI, right? We need to keep it to bear in mind and make sure that in order to create an AI, it needs to be responsible in the way that first, to keep it on the privacy, to make sure that people has a choice to choose what data can be shared. Secondly, it should be responsible in the way that is accountable. You need to be able to see what is come from and how to manage the leaks from it. Third, it needs to be able to show the transparency, so that the developer, the platform, and the country can see where it's come from and can control it. Last but not least, it should be inclusive in order to make sure that all of the people from the society, even if different language or different data set, can be used in that. With all of this, and contribute to the AI, it will then create a responsible AI and yield more benefit to the society, because the developer then can build something that can contribute to the society, that can yield economic growth as well as the social impact.
Thank you very much, Kun Ing. Next, Kun Sakda.
Yeah, I think all the panelists here give some what they see in terms of the responsible AI. Where from my side, actually, I look at the responsible AI at the ethic, trust, and also transparency. If you were in Thailand, if you remember a few months ago, at that time we start to have generative AI, right, to generate the photo or the image. And there was the image of a monk raising the horse. I think that's gone viral in Thailand. You know why? Because the monk in Thailand shouldn't have that way, right, to raise the horse like that. So that's also an example of how AI, it's OpenAI is good to have a new thing, a new idea. However, there's a norm of the country or, the way of practice where might not be appropriate in that particular country if they use AI in the wrong direction. And I just keep narrow down into data center, like in Delta products right now. Let's example like for our UPS, we use AI in the equipment to give a predictive maintenance. So we predict the component failure, where we look at the real condition and then we tell the user or the operator when those components going to be fail. So if without responsible AI idea into that, we just can make the equipment to give early warning every time, to make more maintenance costs or those things, right? So that's why I believe this responsible AI is very important and crucial to everyone to adapt, no matter in the software side or also whether in the hardware side.
Thank you very much. So what I've heard from all four speakers is that responsible AI is important. I think it is the foundation to move on with AI, but I'm not so sure if it would be easier said than done though, that everyone agrees, but how the approach should be. Maybe that's for another discussion. But I will move on to my next question here. And my next question is, what are the challenges that your company faces when implementing AI? I'm pretty sure that everyone in this room, almost all companies are trying to implement AI one way or another. And I think there are challenges as well. So maybe you can share with us your experience.
Sure. As I mentioned, True IDC, we are the data center provider and the cloud providers, right? The first challenge is we don't have the real use case that business use the AI at the moment for the vertical industry per se, right? The government has identified 12 business in Thailand to be the S-curve to drive the business until 2030. We see a lot of AI use case for the consumers, but not for the vertical industry. We can see that the Deputy Prime Minister mentioned about the manufacturing hub in Thailand. We heard about the medical, the healthcare industry, right? But we don't see the real use case coming up, right? I give you an example. Everyone here wear the watch, the Apple Watch, right? A few years ago, Apple Watch shake on my hands during my sleep during the night. And it showed a heart rate below 58. And I have to go to see a doctor. And the doctor asked me to put the heart rate monitoring here, right? And monitor 7 days and come back to them to analyze it. And I have to fit well on the left-hand side, the Apple Watch, on this hand side, Fitbit, and this, the heart rate monitoring from the hospital. Imagine if we have the real use case of the healthcare solution that can monitor it real time and analyze it in real time to give the result to the doctor. So the first challenge is the application that we're gonna adopt for the vertical industry is very important to drive the growth in Thailand. Remember 12 vertical industry that we identify will be the S-curve in Thailand. Then when we have the use case, both the vertical industry and the end users, right? Then it comes to infrastructure that I'm providing. We see a lot of customers come to Thailand, come to True IDC, hey, Mr. True IDC, we need the data center, AI data center ready. We need not only 10 kilowatt per rack, as Tim mentioned, but we need 100 kilowatt per rack. But we don't have capacity. We don't have data center AI ready for those customers. That is the challenge. Imagine manufacturing areas, they have a lot of IoT devices that has to process a lot of data real time. And they need very little latency, the least latency to process the data. We need the AI edge data center to work with the 5G networks. We still don't have it ready in Thailand. That is the challenge. We are learning. We try to build True IDC. We are building the AI data center at the moment, but we're still learning from other people. We're learning from Tim as well this morning based on his presentation, how he adopted the Delta technology in his AI data center, right? Once we have the data center, the power, energy is another challenge in Thailand. The question is, if we increase the power per rack from 10 kilowatt to up 130 kilowatts per rack, it's 13 times increase. How are we going to provide enough power in Thailand to feed into the data center? The clean energy, every big customer demand for the clean energy or zero footprint carbon by 2030. How are we going to provide enough clean energy for Thailand? The thing is, we have a lot of solar at the moment, but it's not in the same area. It's distributed across Thailand. How are we going to feed all the solar energy, come to the transmission line and feed to the data center? That is another challenge that we have. Even imagine if we have all the energy feed to the data center, right? But how are we going to adapt the cooling system to feed to the AI GPU, as Tim mentioned this morning? It's very hot there, right? The liquid cooling technology that we have to adapt, and how we're going to make it happen to existing retrofittable with the existing data center. We have existing data center, right? We cannot just throw it away and build a new one. We have to make the legacy one and the new one coexist. That is the challenge at the moment, but I believe once the time passes, all the technology will come, all the ecosystem partner going to help us to develop the good AI data center to grow the business in Thailand. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Khun Thirapan. A lot of challenges that I hear there. Let's move on to Khun Jamie.
Thank you. So I'll share a perspective of the challenges that a company like Grab faces when we're talking about ramping up the use of AI. So two parts. First part is operationally. I think Grab has been using AI for the longest time, and we collect different types of data. And I think one challenge in AI is, the quality of data that you're using has to be good. Because if not, if it's poor quality, basically the AI is not going to be that smart, yeah? And so the question is, how do you sift through these vast amounts of data so that it can, you read out low quality data, you improve the tagging of data, you ensure that biased data is adjusted for. So that's, I think, one of the challenges that, we have to overcome in order for AI to be more effective. And we found generative AI, large language models, to be quite effective in being able to support us to identify when, some data quality is not great. How do we adjust it? How do we make sure that it's not biased? So that's one operational aspect of addressing the data quality for AI to be effective. And secondly, I think I'll just link it back to responsible AI. I think with AI and generative AI being something very exciting for the whole world, it's also the same thing in our company where, there are many people innovating all the time, coming up with new ideas. But I think the question is also, how do you help the entire organization understand what responsible AI is? Because it cannot just be the responsibility of a few risk functions of the data privacy office, the legal team. Because if that's the case, then you're going to have a huge bottleneck where the whole company is waiting for a few departments to approve whether things are considered responsible or not. So that's why, when I mentioned earlier, we have an AI ethics framework, AI risk framework. These are things that, we find ways to explain and share with all parts of the company. Some people in ops, some people in tech, product. They're all working on AI products at the time. And with that, when there's knowledge sharing, if the whole organization embraces and feels a sense of ownership towards responsible AI, that's when the company can scale in a way that's trusted by users. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Kun Ing.
So as we know that there are a lot of benefit from the AI, right? In terms of challenge, I think that it's also very, very important to also promote the open AI for the developer and industry to use, because then the developer as well as the industry can also benefit from the knowledge that formulate from those open AI as well. When coming from to the open AI, then there will be a question on how to govern it, how to make sure that it's responsible. And that is in the discussion that we also need to discuss between industry and government as well on how to keep it balanced in terms of the legal framework. Because in order to make this happen, it shouldn't be any restriction or any very tough regulation to manage it, right? Otherwise, it's gonna be very, very hard to pave a way forward. And I can share that somehow because the DPM just mentioned that they're working on the ethic code in which of the industry platform also working very closely with the Thai government in order to make sure that this framework can deploy for the industry and doesn't really suspend the innovation that's going to come from the developer. On the other side, beside the technology itself, it also has an issue in terms of the devices. Because you can see that some of the country may be able to use more AI very broadly. That is maybe because of the device that they can receive as well. And there is also another regulation in terms of controlling the device. So that's why they are different in term of in each country that they receive or not receive the device. So I think that the most challenge, not only for the technology company, but for the developer and the country, also in terms of the legal framework, in order to provide the guidance for the technology itself, as well as the headset or even the device that need to use with that AI.
Thank you very much, Kun Sakda.
Yeah, I will go back to the hardware portion or infrastructure portion from True IDC mentioned, right? So I talk to many people around industry regionally, I would give about 4 to 5 challenges that what I learned from the people. The first thing is that we have heard this morning from Tim where the AI need to use GPU, right? Where the power consumption increase dramatically, 10 times, or just now from True IDC mentioned 13 times, right? So where we get that power, So from traditionally power station or substation we have might not be able to support the new requirement of the AI. And last week when I was in Singapore, we also discussed about power resilience, because we also see the climate change that made a lot of impact to the power capability of the substation, because the flooding, the raining, the storm coming, how we stabilize the power source to support the huge consumption from a data centers. So that's why we might need to have a new technology on those power generation or even energy storage technology to support. And AI not only consume the power, because when the GPU, right, is consume the power in, it actually release heat with the same amount, So we see, right, from a traditional 10 kilowatt per racks increase to 100 kilowatt per racks, the air or the air cool or the fan is not efficient enough, to blow those heat out from the room. So the liquid cooling is coming. That's why a new technology we talk about, this morning, Tim shared about immersive cooling, where they put all the server under the oil like that. And in the industry now, we talk about the direct-to-chip or the CDU liquid cooling to a data halls. But the challenge also, I talk to many operators. When we bring the liquid into the data hall, right, how should we handle it, right? No matter what about if leakage, right? Or what about the water quality? We talk about when the liquid go through the CPU or GPU, right? We need to make sure the quality of that liquid is good enough, to flow through those hardware equipment Or what if it damaged the server, really expensive server, because we just cannot control the quality of that liquid, right? There's also the challenge. And the third one in the industry also, some data center which built a couple years ago, as of now is already outdated. Because what? Because the power capacity not enough, or the cooling technology might not catch up with the new requirement of the AI or the GPU. So many one also come to Delta, can you help to renovate, that data center? And if we look at the futures, if we want to build data center today, basically I would say we have to look at what if next 3-year requirement on the power capacity or the consumption already. Otherwise, we will face the same situation where we complete a data center, but it cannot be used, right? Because the capacity or the infrastructure is not appropriate at that time, And the other challenge also on the compatibilities. Yeah, we talk about the liquid to the server, right? But no one have a standard yet. Like what kind of liquid to be used, or what is the quality of water or those things. So right now when some of clients come to me, and then Delta AI, can you recommend what should be the liquid or the standard operation procedure of the liquid side? That's still challenge, because right now no one make the standard on that, or even a best practice on that portion. But the AI is coming too soon to drive everyone to use this kind of hardware. All right. So that would be my 4 point of the challenge, what I see at the moment.
Thank you very much. A lot of issues here that are challenges that I hear from all the 4 speakers about energy consumption, about cooling technology, sustainability, both for the data center and for the environment as well. Talk about data bias, and we also discuss about regulations and innovations. Where's the balance? Where should the line be here, okay? So next I'll move on to my third question here, since we have talked about the challenges, but there are benefits as well. So what are the significant benefits that you all foresee that AI will bring to the business or society in the midterm, let's say within the next 5 years from now? What are the benefits that you see?
All right. So if you take a look on the broad perspective, you see the NVIDIA stocks, right? How could you imagine how NVIDIA stock increased from the base pricing? Guess. 260,000% increase in the NVIDIA.
It came down a bit.
Only a little bit. It will go up later. Okay. But that is only the GPU chipset. But all the related product and solution that build underpin of the AI will increase significantly as well. If you take a look in the stock across the globe, all the stock exchange, NVIDIA, or infrastructure stock increase significantly. And the business cannot escape from the AI world. If we don't implement AI, we'll be disrupted, for sure, right? So benefit to the company perspective in terms of True IDC is, number 1, we can use the AI to increase our productivity. So many things, so many process, manual process happening in True IDC at the moment. And we're considering to use the AI in our manual process to automate much of the things that is the tedious process. 2, we use the AI in terms of decision making, right? I give you an example. There's one executive of the CEO under the CP group. He's about 45 years old age. Every time when he has a meeting, he recorded, he put the note, and whenever in the end of the day, he asked the AI to do the summary for him and asked the AI to make decision what would be the priority for him to do the work tomorrow. Very cool, right? The AI process both the image, the sound, and the writing. into the decision making for the CEO to do the job tomorrow, right? I'm trying to figure out how he did it, but it's so difficult for me because he's 45, I'm 51. That probably be the age, but I'm just kidding. Everyone can learn about it, the AI, and create the impact into your work life, and create the impact your personal activities, and create the impact for the company as well. Through IDC, we providing the data center. Now we're considering to use the AI to do the power management, to manage the power properly and efficiently. I'm very jealous when Tim mentioned that he managed the data center with efficiency, PUE at 1.1. But in Thailand, we're still 1.4, 1.5, right? How are we going to make it below 1.1? That is a challenge that we want to learn. We want to use the AI into our benefit of the company. Once we build everything for the company, everyone deploy the AI, it will create the impact for the countries for sure, right? As the previous speaker, the CEO of Delta mentioned, Google decided to invest $1 billion in Thailand. AWS decided to invest $5 billion in Thailand. Both companies already combined $6 billion for the investment. That is only the cloud and the data center. It's not include the AI yet. Imagine if the AI come into play in Thailand, it will be 10 times, 20 times on the $6 billion investment. How much the GDP in Thailand? $500 billion GDP. Only AWS and Google investment, $6 billion represent about 1.3% of the GDP in Thailand already, right? And IDC forecast that the AI will drive the economy up to $20 trillion across the globe. That will be 3.5% of the GDP, right? Now Thailand, only Google, AWS invest represent 1.3%. How are we going to move 1.3% up to 3.5%? That is the thing that we have to think about. Thank you, Khap.
ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you very much, Jamie.
Thank you. So I think I'd like to share the benefits in 3 areas and in the realm of the area we operate in. Firstly, I think it's really to empower the driver and delivery partners as well as the merchant partners to have more economic opportunities with AI. So firstly, I start with merchant partners. I think we heard earlier about how pictures help make us more convinced about things we're going to buy. So we actually have an AI tool that merchant partners can easily use to generate images for their food items on a menu. I think this is especially useful for tourists who are visiting in Southeast Asia and don't know what local cuisine looks like. When you look at the name, you can't tell what you're ordering. But when there's a picture, it builds the confidence. And with this tool, merchants, very small merchants, can also very quickly create a very attractive menu, and this grows their business. Another example is data insights that we're collecting with AI. We've been helping small businesses make decisions on how to optimize their menu, how to adjust their pricing, and we're also now piloting a merchant assistant chatbot that can be accessed via WhatsApp. Because we've heard about how small merchants actually have no time to go on the computer because they are the only person running their business, right? But they're very used to WhatsApp, as we know. So you can just text the WhatsApp assistant to say, hey, how are my sales today? What items are performing badly? Any advice for me? And that's something we're piloting in the region as well to make it more accessible for small businesses to grow. Another example is how we're using data to offer credit loans to small businesses. Traditionally, it's very difficult for them to access loans because they don't have a credit history like large businesses. But we're able to do so with the data insights we have. And in fact, the non-performing loans is only 2.3% of the merchants' loans that we've given out, which is actually really low. So this is all possible with the power of AI. For our driver and delivery partners, an example we have is this Grab ride guide that we're trying to use data to predict where demand will be, so it can help inform the driver and delivery partners to hit that direction. And this, of course, helps make them be more productive. So when they're on the road, they can access earnings opportunities more quickly. But at the same time, it actually benefits consumers as well because, someone will be there to take your order. and when needed. So that's example of economically empowering our partners. Then there's another aspect around safety of our users. I alluded to it earlier where the use of technology of facial recognition, identity verification, this helps us be aware of who is transacting and who is providing services on our platform so that you can build trust among the users to feel safe. And then finally, another category I would like to talk about, I call it public impact. And this is quite unique to Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia has a lot of back alleys, roads that are not always mapped on the traditional maps that are done globally, where we're unique in that way. And so Grab actually has also developed a Grab Maps ecosystem where we have hardware and software to be able to collect details of maps around and the roads around the region in Southeast Asia. We're talking about roads that can change direction regularly, new roads being built, back alleys, and this is important for our driver and delivery partners so you don't get lost and you can get your food on time more quickly. You can get to your destination more quickly as well. And this ecosystem is actually also powered by AI and also allows community mapping. Because these people are on the road, driver and delivery partners are on the road all the time, they can actually collect the information and we process it with AI to form a more informed view of Southeast Asia that other maps are unable to do. And on top of that, Southeast Asia is also known for our huge malls, right? Big shopping malls. You cannot find which exit to go to and which shops to go to when you're meeting a friend. So we've actually also started doing indoor mapping. And all these kind of tools really help the public understand and appreciate Southeast Asia better to the granularity in a hyper-local way that Grab can use AI to do. So I would say these are the 3 areas of benefits that I think AI brings, not just to our business, but the whole ecosystem that we're serving. Thank you.
Thank you. Next to Meta, to Kun Ing.
Thank you. So as a technology and platform, I think that for the first thing that AI can bring benefit is through the user and also the small businesses. As you see that the AI can help formulate many kind of things, can help summarize things, can help create new image and more creativity. Those will help reducing time and cost for all of the business and being able to help them scale up, not only internally but also internationally as well. Another thing that AI can bring is to help create the developer community, and that yield more long-term investment and create more benefit for the society and to the world as a whole. I can give an example that Meta just launched the large language model called Llama 3.1, and we also launched it in Thai, in which all of the developer can use it for free. It's an open source that can use as well as using the responsible tool in order to build something, to create some kind of products. We also had a hackathon in which Thai developers came and pitched together and on the product that they think it would be relevant to the country. And we got one of the winners to pitch at regional level. We got a lot of application from Thailand, and that can show how significant the AI that developer using the large language and as well as the open source AI to develop this kind of thing. I can share you the winner team actually created one of the AI tool that can identify the rare disease in Thailand and around the APAC region, because they found out that the doctor has to identify the rare disease and it's very, very hard to identify, and most of the doctor took more than 3 months to identify those diseases. With this AI tool, it can reduce time to only 1 hour or less than that to identify the rare disease and can help the patient to recover as soon as they notice that this is the disease that they got. So this is just one of the examples that can show how the developer can build something that contribute to the society. And we also have more examples around the business cases as well as the language thing that developer also develop those kind of things. And with this, I saw the research from JP Morgan that they actually mentioned that in the next 5 years, with the contribution from the AI, it will help raise the global GDP by 1 trillion. So in terms of what will be the benefit from AI, I would like to summarize that there will be from user side, from developer side, from the platform, as well as to the society. And at the end, it will create social impact as well as the economic benefit to the whole world.
Thank you very much. After Kun Sakda, then I'll open up the floor for questions that you might have. So if you have any questions, maybe you can scan the QR code and then type in the questions there, okay? Kun Sakda.
Okay. If we talk about the benefit of AI to business, right? Delta could be the one who get this contribution, because a lot of more power consumption, the cooling product that we can sell to our customer, right? However, if we really look at the benefit of AI, right? So I talk about in the data center hardware side, right? I mentioned earlier, right now we also use AI to do a predictive maintenance in the equipment. In the past, we always so-called a periodic maintenance where we fix time to change something inside our infrastructure, right? Maybe by every 6 months, every 4 months, like that. But with the AI coming in, the AI really look at the condition of those equipment and then can tell, yeah, it's too early to change. So maybe you can wait another 6 months. So that also kind of optimization to reduce the operation costs for the operator. And we also have some pilot project in our data center in Bangpoo area where we start to use AI to look at the equipment inside data centers. Like we look at the cooling equipment and then we make a comparison like with yesterday or with last month, how the power consumption or efficiency of the cooling equipment so that we can look at, yeah, that might be something wrong in this particular equipment and then give the warning to the operator so that would be, can give more reliability, or the predictive maintenance kind of thing to the user side. So that also very beneficial in terms of the hardware infrastructure.
Thank you very much. So what I've heard so far is that the benefits vary depending on how to use AI. If you use it correctly, then of course, it can benefit you immensely. So now I'll move on to any questions that you might have. All right, let's start with the first question. Do you think Thailand's infrastructure will be ready by 2027 as stated in Thailand AI strategy? Anyone?
I think we will be ready by that time, 2027, for sure. We see a lot of customers coming into Thailand, especially the hyperscalers, the enterprise customer, and the sovereign clouds, right? And government has a chat to the big guys in hyperscaler like Microsoft, Google, and other stuff. They realize the infrastructure is very important. And we are, as the company, we realize about that as well. True IDC, we ourselves, we operate data center more than 21 years at the moment. We have the capacity about X megawatt from the past 21 years. But just last year, we increased double capacity that we accumulate for the past 21 years to prepare ourselves as the infrastructure provider for Thailand business and Thailand as the hub for data center and the cloud.
Thank you. Anyone would like to add?
I think for Thailand, the power infrastructure still become a challenge. However, if we address this issue like today, that still, I believe that potentially we are ready for that. However, from the hardware side, Delta already ready to support if someone would like to build a data center in that big scale in Thailand.
Actually, I think I can take the second one because it's more related to the platform. But in terms of the infra, I think it's not that related. So on the second question, I think in terms of cultivating more AI talent, is like the thing that we have to do together, like industry, government, and also the community. Because as you heard a lot about ethic guides, that can be a started part in order to cultivate the AI talent that, okay, you need to be responsible. And then after that, it's depending on the technology as well as the funding that we can create the community together to build the AI and being more responsible.
Thank you. Anyone want to add to that? How do we cultivate more AI talents and let them understand and learn AI responsibilities? Yes, Jamie, please.
I can add on to that. So I think the main thing is also how to help everyone realize that everybody will be using and encountering AI. It's not just if you're a tech person or not. And once you have that mindset that, hey, AI is for everybody, and what responsible AI looks like, then that's, I think, the starting point. And at least at Grab, multiple departments are being taught to learn how to use Gen AI and AI as part of their work. And because there's that process of helping people understand and appreciate AI, regardless of the function you're in, then it comes along with explaining, okay, then therefore these are why, how AI can help you and how you can use it responsibly. And I think if you can share the mindset more broadly, it becomes a lot more relatable. I think with the rise of generative AI as well, it's a lot more accessible to people. And when you can use natural language to engage with AI, that's where people feel a more connection to see, oh, there's a role I can play. Even if I don't code, I can use AI to make apps for people. And when they see that they have that power, then you can then show them that, okay, then with great power comes great responsibility as well. Yeah.
All right, I'll move to the first question there. Do you expect AI systems to improve performance of government services in ASEAN, help remove non-productive bureaucracy hindering progress?
I'm happy to start off with this one. So I would say that I think AI has potential to help all types of organizations in every function, and I think including the government. And so, yes, I definitely see the potential. I think you're already starting to see how governments have started to digitalize. If we think about how governments have been giving out, during COVID, giving out subsidies and support and stimulus, they've also found ways to give them digitally, rather than only through offline vouchers or things like that. So governments are building apps. Governments are figuring out how to work with private sector to integrate with the apps. And I think you can see the mindset of the government shifting, right? When we talk about bureaucracy hindering progress, I think I want to sort of bring up the concept of partnership and engagement, because I think the government has many goals and obligations that they have, and I don't think anybody is intentionally trying to make things very difficult to hinder progress. And if industry and government gets to engage, we get to share ideas about how industry has experience on certain things, and maybe governments could adopt that, then there will be a progress where together as a society we'll move forward. Yeah.
I can add on more to that point. I think that another way that would be actually very beneficial for government is the way to communicate to the public. That is one of the things that government trying to go more digitalized. And we work very closely with the government in order to use AI as well as the way that they can communicate the right and direct information to the public. For example, the flood in Thailand that just happened, we're working very closely with the Ministry of Interior in order to use the AI to have use to identify the area, as well as provide the direct information right to those areas. Because most of the people might not be able to have the information through the television, but they can connect to the internet. So that would be the point that I would like to add on.
Thank you. Moving on to the fourth question here, especially for our two data center gentlemen here on stage. With more data centers coming to ASEAN, do you expect more stringent regulatory framework by governments? For instance, in terms of efficiency?
I think that's coming in. Yeah, that's coming in. Some country already start that, like in Singapore, when want to build a new data center, there's already the criteria of what is the efficiency or the PUE of a new data center to be built, because AI or the new data center consume a lot of power. For some country have a very small power reservation, that kind of thing might happen. Also, I think it's coming to Thailand. Even for Thailand, we have a quite huge power reservation. However, if everyone coming without control on that part, that's going to be an issue for us. Yep.
Okay. So if we talk about the AI provider or AI cloud providers, there are two separate segments. One of the segments is the enterprise or the sovereign AI cloud or the private AI cloud that we implement in Thailand, right? And the other segment is all the hyperscale that they come to Thailand. They have the rules and the regulation for themselves. For example, they try to be green by 2030, right? That if we want to convince them to come and invest in Thailand for the AI data center, especially we convince them to consider Thailand as a data center hub. we have to provide the rules and regulatory good enough for them to come in. Otherwise, they will not come. If we don't provide good enough green energy for them to satisfy the green that they have objective, they will not come and invest in Thailand. That is very important. Second thing is the policy that we have in Thailand at the moment is quite a bit old. Because we build a data center in terms of the 10 years, 20 years in the past. It's not up to date. When it's not up to date, when we build the infrastructure to fit the new technology, especially the AI, it will not help. It will delay the process for us to build the infrastructure as well. Thank you.
Just now, I believe there was another question about data centers as well, about how AI is being used in data centers. And the question is, how do you prevent cyber attacks?
I think that's question subjective to Delta, basically. All right. So I could explain a bit deep in technically. Not only the AI, but all the equipment like a UPS or cooling. At the moment, it's online. It connect to the network or to the equipment. The network. So that's the risk of the cybersecurity. However, for the equipment itself, it's not allowed from outside to control. Basically, it just provides a set of data to be read by the network or those things. So if there's cybersecurity come in, I think that's still the protection layer inside the equipment itself to control, yeah. And then what I explained, like the AI predictive maintenance or those things, right? It actually just give out the warning, but it's not allowed outside to control everything inside the equipment, yeah.
Yeah, the cybersecurity is very important, right? We have one of the major customers come to use our services, and surprisingly, that we never been asked before that they ask all the security questions to us. And they hire the third party to do the due diligence on our security premise on the data center, right? And a lot of things, we have the security hole that we have to close that we never think it before. Then whenever we implement the AI or infrastructure for the AI, don't forget to include the security, legal, and compliance into the construction as well. Yeah.
So thank you very much for all the questions. I believe that we have a very comprehensive view from our four speakers here, giving different perspectives of using AI, how to incorporate that into their businesses and how they can be beneficial. Please give our speakers a round of applause. And may I invite Mr. David Liu from Delta Electronics, please give a token of appreciation to our speakers on stage. Let's take a photo together with all the speakers. Thank you very much once again to David and all of our speakers. So as AI continues to shape the future, it is transforming not just industries, but the very environments that we live and work in. So in this session, we'll delve into the challenges and potential of AI in creating smarter, more efficient, and adaptive spaces that can truly enhance our quality of life. So our next topic is harnessing the power of AI for intelligent work and living spaces. But first of all, let's do another poll. Do you embrace or avoid AI? Embrace. Everyone is embracing it 100%, right? Because it's undeniable. We cannot do anything about it, right? All right, so let's go on with our second session here. May I invite on stage our panelists. May I invite Mr. Alvin Tan, Chief Customer Solutions Officer of CapitaLand. Thank you. Next, may I invite Mr. Pakasit Phung Rasami, Cement Operations Transformation Director, SCG. May I invite Kun Chawalit Mit Santisuk, CMIT Robotics Founder, Kasetsart University. And may I invite as well Mr. Jen Yang, Product Manager Business Group, Delta Electronics. สวัสดีนะคะ to all of our speakers. So once again, we'll have three main basic questions that I'll ask our four speakers here. If you have any questions, type them in, and then we'll ask them at the very end. So let's start with the first question here. What challenges does your company face in adapting AI into manufacturing and office spaces? So this would be the first question that I would like all speakers to answer. Let's start with Mr. Alvin.
Thanks. First of all, thanks for having me here. I didn't fail to notice that this panel is all guys. Okay, I think to answer these questions, you can look at it probably from three perspectives. One is at the industry or government level, what is the enabler for AI to happen in office spaces? And I think the previous sessions covers a lot about privacy issues and so on. Let me then take a look at the second one that's easier to understand. Let's say as a company, I come from CapitaLand. We are one of Asia's largest developer, investment manager in real estate and so on. AI to us is like what you saw at the survey just now. We embrace it 100%. But I'd like to pose a question to the audience. Just now, when Kun Paradi shared about Meta and her last, one of her last parting line was, the best way to predict the future is to invent it, right? I would like to add another statement. The best way to create the future is imagination. So I think one of the key challenge a company face in adopting AI to office space is imagination. We are still at a very early stage of what can be done with AI in the office space. So that brings me to what we are doing in the company. So recently, we told the whole company, by end 2025, we want the company to go out and look for 100 AI ideas to be implemented by 2025 across the entire spectrum. And I think that is something that will drive how we use AI. And the last part I wanted to say is that AI needs data. So you need data to be available. So this, I guess, is where Delta will come in. How do they help us digitize the operations? The second part is, once data is available, is it accessible? So, in a building, it's not just one equipment. There are many, many equipments. So how do you make them accessible? Got so many different protocol needs for cybersecurity and so on. And the last one is how can you make data usable? So available, accessible, usable. I think that will be the foundation on how we will build the AI.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll move on to Kun Prakasit.
Hi, my name is Prakasit from SCG. Actually, I come from cement factory, so maybe in manufacturing sector. But to address this question, I think there's many perspectives when you're talking about AI for manufacturing, AI for office jobs, or AI for living spaces, like Alvin just talked about. It has a different, I think, different perspective and different challenge between each one. But if we, as a corporate, our SCG as a corporate, how the biggest question is how to start. So I think the easiest way to start challenge is really the first move is always the hardest move. So it's how to start. The easiest way is for the mass adoption for everybody, AI for everybody. I think everybody will think about generative AI. This is just the arrival of ChatGPT. That's the big moment, and democratize the AI for everybody. Everybody can access this generative AI just by open web browser. So as a corporate, we start there. We start there for everybody awareness and first move to use AI. As shown in this slide, in our company, we kind of launched a campaign, AI Day. That's just not a single or one-time event, but this is like a series of events and many elements, many structure behind this campaign. I think we start with educate top management, and then we organize the event to create employee awareness, like you see in this slide. We invite AI celebrity to give a speech and create some kind of event competition inside the company, hackathon, promathon, and many events. And I think most of the very important support is just have to be from top management. You can see on your left-hand side in this slide. This is very support, show the signal of support of using AI by our top management. Even our biggest boss, Pipong Thamasak, in this slide, they shown up and give the signal to all the employees that we support and we need. And at the end of the day, just start to use AI. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next to Kun Chawalit.
I'm Chawalit. I'm professor from Kasetsat University. I also have a good collaboration with many factories in Thailand. Also, we have a good project to teach reskill and new skill for the engineer inside the factory. So according to your question, I think that data quality and availability is very important. I have experience to work with many factories. However, many factories don't have enough data. They need to classify. It have structured data and unstructured data, and how to keep it. Also, accessibility is very important. I think every user needs to access the data, and you need to know how to visualize or analyze the data and they need to know how to use it. Also, the second is lack of skilled worker. The skilled workforce who don't use AI, they really risk. Maybe they don't have a job in the future. So this is a new concept that we need to develop the knowledge management based on AI. So we need to use the human intelligence integrated with AI technology. And right now I am the head of project to solve this problem for the lack of the skilled worker. We have one project that developed together with the factory. We have more than 40 professors to create and design a new courses to train them. And also I developed some innovation for learning. And I think they can learn how to use AI. Also, I think the next step, AI can train the worker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chen.
Okay, hi, I'm product manager from the Energy Storage Solution Department of Delta, which is under the EISPG, Energy Infrastructure Solutions. Okay, so my approach to this question will be more into the manufacturing and also the maintenance of our products and solutions. And one of them that, for example, in our energy storage solution, we have integrated thousands of battery cells into one system. For example, 1 megawatt hour battery container, it contains thousands of battery cells, which most of the users' number one concern will it be on fire if it's not healthy? If the cells are not healthy, will there be a fire on my premises? And that's very tricky because if you answer yes, definitely if the cell is unhealthy, then of course there will be a fire. But how do we prevent it? So we are actually integrating thousands of sensors into each of the system. So we managed to incorporate the status of each cell into our BMS, battery management system, in order to predict and also to do a judgment by using AI to see if we can actually forecast the lifetime and also the healthiness of these cells. And we can prevent it by replacing these cells in advance instead of when it's malfunctioning, then we go and do the repair. So this will help us to actually, by using AI, to improve on our customer satisfaction and also try to improve on the lifetime of our systems. So the biggest challenge by adopting AI into our manufacturing or maintenance is that the accuracy of AI is still some kind of, we cannot rely on it 100%. So we need to do some preventions or designs that can help us try by using AI, but still we have some preventions to ensure that our customers, when they are using our products, are safe and they actually can be trusted on Delta's designs. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much. So still, I hear a lot of challenges here in adapting AI into use in manufacturing or in office spaces. Everyone talked about safety, talk about reliability, accuracy of AI, energy source, about data, access of data, and then the data information, and also the human side of this, how to use AI. Can human actually have the capabilities to use AI, right? We need to train human as well. And of course, at the company's level, the perspective or the vision of the top executives are crucial as well. So I'll move on to my next question here. And the second question is, how can AI improve sustainability and energy efficiency in buildings and factories? Alwin?
Actually, tremendously. Just the question of whether do we have the courage to let it happen. So like for us, 60 buildings in Singapore are already connected to a central platform. We collect tons of data. We do offline analysis, and we change the set point of the buildings and so on. But up to now, we only use the read function of the BMS systems, not the write function, because of fear of cybersecurity. So if you ask me, is there a lot more scope to do it? My answer is yes. So in Singapore, just now you hear a lot of talk about the indicator called PUE for data centers. For us, we have to commit to a EUI data for workspace, office, and so on. So energy usage intensity. So offline, in my own office space, we used to run EUE at 130, 140. Now with the systems that we have developed, it's now at 90. I think that is probably as much as we can go with existing technologies. But the government has set the standard by 2030, we should reach 50. So what does it mean? A lot of opportunities for collaboration with many, many more technology companies. Also, how do we change the behavior? And all these are data-driven, technology-driven. We have probably reached the extreme end of what we can do, based on today's technology. And how is that important to all of us here is that, this question of sustainability is very challenging in the context of AI and productivity. You want to achieve productivity through AI and so on, but it consumes energy. So how do you balance it with the need for sustainability? So I think that's the question that companies, industries, countries need to imagine, right? Singapore's challenge, just now the fellow panelists said that we have capped our data center, we have capped the number of wafer fabs in Singapore, investments that many countries would really want. But for us, is how do we balance the sustainability versus the use for technologies? I think those are questions that is interesting for us to consider.
Thank you. Next, Kun Pakasit.
May I come back a little bit on manufacturing points of view? Sorry. Yeah. Talking about sustainability, the net zero or sustainability issue is right now is I can say it's one of the actually it's the biggest agenda for all the cement industry, because our carbon footprint and our commitment level to achieve net zero target. In cement production process, we already digitized our control system for a long time, and we already employ the system like advanced process control, APC. So now if you're talking about efficiency improvement, it's like at the moment it's like you're squeezing the nearly dry towel. So, but fortunately, the advent of the AI can move us to the next level of this efficiency improvement. We talk about, in the factory, we talk about AI for process optimization, for predictive maintenance, machine reliability, and even for the end-to-end supply chain management of the company or business. Let me give an example of the potential impact of AI. In our cement manufacturing process, we are heavy power consumer in the society. We have cement kiln with burn inside temperature is more than 1,400 degrees Celsius. We consume a lot of electricity. And I had to say that SCG, we just started to employ AI in our manufacturing process. But from the study, from our study, in first internal process, we can potentially give more 2 or 3% saving in electricity, 3 to 5% saving, and in maintenance costs from predictive maintenance, 5 to 10% saving. Even the saving in percent may seem just one digit, but in combined, it can deliver more than $1 billion Thai baht per year alone. I'm talking about Thai cement industry alone. So even a single digit, but a lot of money, AI can, save us the energy, save us the cost, and we are so fortunate that the journey to cost saving and the journey to net zero can go along hand in hand. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I hope it's successful because cement is a big contributor for my embodied carbon. The moment I build a building, 47% embodied carbon is already stuck. Right? So please work harder.
Next, Ajahn Chaulit, please.
Based on my experience with industry, you can see from this slide, it shows the blue line shows the traditional lean. We use lean to reduce the waste and increase efficiency inside the factory. The lean process is an open loop, but with IoT and AI technology, we will change the lean to be closed loop lean, or we call the lean digital. We can get the data on real time and analyze by AI. By using 4IR technology with AI, we can improve more efficiency, 10 or 20%, also improve quality and reduce cost 20 to 30%. And also it can be improve the safety and sustainability. Based on my previous project, we can operate the robot in the light out condition. We can shut down the air conditioner and shut down the light on the factory. And of course, we can reduce the cost a lot by using this technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jen.
Hello. Okay. So Delta, since 2023, we are IE 76. We already reached IE 76 and moving towards IE 100. So, and there's a benefit that may be a secret to our guests here, but for Delta employees, if you drive an EV car and to the company, most of our offices have free EV charging stations for you to charge. So you don't need to pay for any fuel or electricity if you drive an EV car when you are a Delta employee. Okay, but why do I mention this? Because this creates a problem for the facilities managers in Delta because they need to observe the electricity bills and to make sure that the boss will not kill them because the bill goes sky high. So they need some solutions, and that's what how we did it is that we have integrated our energy management systems together with solar inverters, solar generation, EV charging stations, of course, and also energy storage solutions. Combining this into an energy management system, we are able to store excess solar power generations into the energy storage, or even during the weekends when there's no office hours, then we can have more power. Or during midnight, we can have less expensive powers being stored into the energy storage and be used at the peak hours, whereby there's usually, just now when I mentioned, most of our employees, for example, in the Netherlands, they are driving EV cars because it's free to charge at the company. So in the morning, every day, you will see that the first thing that the employees do is that after they park their car, they will attach the charger to their car just to charge for their cars until full. And after work, they will go home without any troubles or worries about their EVs having no power at all. So there will be a very high surge in during the working morning hours. And the facility managers will need to use the energy management system to resolve and to discharge by using energy storage system into to compensate the excess power that's needed for the chargers. So that's how we use energy management system to maintain energy efficiency and also sustainability in the office buildings of Delta. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I think we all agree here on the stage that yes, AI can improve energy efficiency if we use it correctly, right? Okay, I'll move on to my next question here. And my final question is, how can AI-powered spaces adapt to users' needs while ensuring privacy and security? How can AI-powered spaces adapt to users' needs while ensuring privacy and security as well? Mr. Alvin.
I think this future is not here now. I believe that, with more considerations about the design of the usage of AIs, it can be done, right? So what we are doing now is separate the whole data acquisition or data processing, AI process into 3 different parts, right? So we can look at the data acquisition part. So do you use cameras, do you use infrared, or do you use other technologies? And then you have the data analytics part, and then at the back end, you can do all the data computations and so on, right? So how do we do it is depending on the usage, we will adapt the different data acquisition. The back end, can be done with a similar algorithm, but so long as you protect the privacy of the use case or scenario that you are using. I think that's how we are using that for now, right? Because while a lot of industry uses anonymizations and so on, there is a certain limit as to how much you can push, to anonymize versus how you can still make use of data, right, in a more meaningful way. So I think there are many ways that we are exploring, both on our B2B platform as well as our B2C platform on achieving that outcome.
All right, thank you very much. Kun Prakasit, what's your opinion on this?
This question is a little bit for Alvin, I guess. If you talk about living space, Alvin already covered that. But I may take this question to a corporate point of view. I think I will address this question in terms of responsible AI as the first panel already covered. I start with this picture. Everyone know who he is. I think Jamie already mentioned this line, similar line like this. Yeah. In SCG, we cannot, as we have many sub-companies, many sub-BUs and tens of thousands employees around ASEAN. So in implementing or adopting AI, we cannot do it in the centralization way, because everybody have to go to the centralized, as Jamie already addressed this. This is even bigger issue for SCG with the very big BUs and sub-companies. So we start with generating the AI governance policy. This is just a draft. You are among the first group to see this, but only the cover page. That's fine. We think we should do it in the decentralized way by a company or corporate have to set the framework for the implementation of the AI, any AI project. We adopt this concept from, I think, from the white paper or guideline from the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society of Thailand. So I don't want to go in detail on this, what the content of the governance policy. You can check it on the internet, okay? But the first move is we have to set the framework in a corporate point of view. But I think the moment of truth is the second thing is that you have to make sure everybody in the company aware of this guideline. This guideline exists, and you need to really understand and take it into action whenever you are doing any AI project. So, and again, if you're talking about governance, which is on the one hand, but on the other hand is a freedom or a flexibility issue. So this must be done carefully to balance between the control and the freedom. Otherwise, the purpose of this thing is not to regulate or to be the regulator of the AI implementation. So to implement this, you need to be carefully balanced between control and freedom. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ajahn Cholit.
So based on the McKinsey report, as shown in this slide, the generative AI can accelerate and change the market of the labor. It will be more faster than 10 years, and they estimate that it will be reduce the worker time around 70%. So it means that in the next year, every company need to use and must use AI in order to increase their competitiveness of the company. So the question is, it is safe to use AI? I think many workers use ChatGPT and they upload the secret data from the factory. However, all of the data, the generative AI can use it. It's not privacy. So for your question, I think the user control over AI interaction is essential. This is the guideline from this report. You can see from the chart. Also, we need to have the expert to confirm that we should use AI or not, and you have the skill or not. Imagine that if the doctor use AI and the answer is wrong, that is a big problem. So this is a chart guideline that if you an expert, you should ask yourself, it is safe or not to use it. And after you get the answer from AI, you need to double check it. And also the privacy design principle must minimize data collection. Maybe you should priority of your program that you want to use AI. You can use the Pareto rule, 20-80. Like you just solve the problem by using AI only 20%, but you can get the output more than 80%. This is one approach that you can solve, and you can use less AI. And also, transparency data about data use and consent is necessary to build trust. And last, the strong cybersecurity measure should be implemented. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lastly, Mr. Jin, and then after that, we'll let you ask the questions as well, okay?
Okay, I think most of the Delta's applications, or just now, as I described, like our energy management systems or O&M applications, they all use cloud-based solutions. So at the system level design, we will need to follow certifications and also privacy policies in order to meet the users' international standards. However, maybe the regulations right now is still for AI is still not ready yet to protect us from the privacy standpoint. But gradually, we believe that for Delta, we will still follow all the international standards to design our products in order to meet every country or every person's requirements, in that form of way. So actually, we also have a quality assurance team that's independent from every business unit. So they are acting as a supervisor to make sure that our products follow all the certifications or regulations. So they don't listen to the business units, okay? Because salespersons, they only need numbers. But quality assurance, their responsibility will be to protect Delta from being selling untrusted or these products into the market. So after all, this is the internet era. And of course, I think for privacy and security, we need all parties like manufacturers, communication companies, data centers, or governments, all parties to participate and make sure that we have a safe environment for this kind of usage in AI. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I think when we talk about privacy and security, there's still rooms for discussions how to balance the use of AI, but at the same time, it must be secured and it must protect privacy as well. Maybe some guidelines in the future would come out. I think we're now at the very beginning of implementing AI. So we'll now jump into the question, and the first question is, what do you think will be the most attractive AI feature for living space in the future, excluding gaming related? Anyone? Most attractive AI feature for living space in the future?
Living space as in residential, or what does it living space mean? Yeah. Not so sure, yeah. I don't know, it may differ from country to country, but Singapore, for me, my own pool of friends and my customers, solving the energy price is very important for us because it's so expensive in Singapore now. For example, we are paying fully loaded almost 40 Singapore cents per kilowatt hour, right? How can you solve that? So my systems that can reduce 20%, 30%, it is a big deal for me. And the system that I just mentioned about uses AI because they need to do the correction real time. And only AI can do that, right? So that to us in Singapore, energy prices translate into competitiveness of the country, for the industries and so on. So that is probably the most interesting for us at this point in time.
Anybody else wants to add anything? If not, we'll go to the next question then, okay? Will there be Industrial 5.0 driven by AI?
The concept for Industry 5.0 is mass customization and human-centric. We need to develop the technology to help and support workers. AI is very important. We need to use the data and we need to find the expert to train the algorithm of the AI. And this is a wisdom or knowledge of the company. I think in the future, if we hire the new worker from day one, they can use AI integrated with immersive technology like AR, VR, MR. AI technology will send and analyze the data to tell what they need to do. It means that the worker from day one, they are the expert by using AI technology and immersive technology together.
Yes, Industrial 5.0, 6.0, it doesn't matter, but the using of AI will, I believe that it will transform, it will change the industry landscape. Soon, maybe it's different from industry to industry. Talking about my cement industry, as I said earlier, that we come from, we already digitized our control system. That means we already have a lot of data, any process parameters in the system. But with the arrival of AI, that for the first time, we can use or really utilize that data in dynamic way of controlling a process, because the last generation of process control is like a pre-programming. You set the fundamental kind of formula and the process act according to that formula. But with AI, it's the first time that we can, utilize those data we have in the dynamic way. That means the process can learn all the time from the data in our own process. And in this case, we won't have the accuracy of data problem because it's our own data, right? So yes, I think AI will take the industry to the next level for sure because of it's unlocked the potential of the data we already have.
All right, next question. What is the most effective role of AI for new AI user in manufacturing, I guess?
I think the most effective way of AI in manufacturing for new AI users will be acting as a supporting role to teach or provide the SOP of how to use itself. As like we need a manual to know how you actually co-work or in relations to the AI partner that in the future that everybody may have an AI partner that you need to work with. So we need to know them and they need to know us. So that will be the most effective role at the beginning to know each other and how they actually can communicate with each other the best way.
I guess also, for manufacturers, you need to look at what problems are you trying to solve. Are you trying to solve the productivity problem? Are you trying to solve the workers' problems? So I just wanted to also, in connection to just now Industry 5.0 question, that we are in CapitaLand, we are partnering with a Taiwanese company and in a local Thai developer here to pioneer a new logistics platform. You can imagine Today, logistics is about moving from point to point. You have a buyer, you have a vendor, and so on, and then you have to connect. And if the complexity increases, you just have to move many, many things from different parts of the city, to that destinations. So what we are doing is to build a multi-user ASRS system that is very, very big. It's 20 hectares of land that's being built now. In 1 year's time, October next year, it will be ready. That's what my guys are telling us. It will be the first of its kind, multi-user, where the higher complexity of buyer and supplier in one location, you basically don't have to transfer goods anymore by trucks. It is just a digital reassignment of the rights. So when that happens, how do we optimize the storage in such a way that it becomes logical using AI and so on, will be a game changer from an energy perspective, from a carbon footprint perspective, from just burning fuels on the ground. So I think that is something that we are also trying to not just be a real estate developer, but an enabler of the industry. Yeah.
All right. The next question, we still have a couple more. How do you solve data breach threat for companies using AI? Because now you need to submit the data to AI provider to proceed with the learning mechanism.
Maybe I give an example of SCG. We, as I said, this is a balance of two issues. In SCG, we create our own ChatGPT version. It's named Genie, since on the previous slide. That means employee can play around in our own platform without any risk of data breaching outside, something like that, or even general speaking, maybe you may need some kind of sandbox for our employee to learn, to taste, to try, like they said, break things without any significant risk. Yeah.
All right. I believe there are two more questions just now, and one talks about productivity. How do you actually use AI to increase productivity at the office? Like, how do you actually see the results when you use AI?
Yeah, just to share, like our engineers, right now they don't write codes anymore. They ask ChatGPT to write it, and they'll just double check. And some of them even tell us that their code, they don't need to troubleshoot the codings, which AI actually produce, because human make more errors than the AI did. So to increase productivity, I think most of our engineers right now are focused on planning, and maybe they shift some of the load of their works to the AI side. Yeah.
We have, for us, we have two applications that is in the market now, and very, very high ROI for us is one, your chatbot, which is the start of Gen AI a couple of years back. And the second one is translation. So our website gets translated in so many different languages. In the past, every language takes us so much time and pays so much money to get translated. Today, we use AI to do translation.
Very short answer to this question. Check out the Microsoft Copilot on the YouTube. That's it.
And I believe another question as well, and it asks about the reliability of data that AI uses. How can we ensure that reliability?
So for us, we build our own data domains, right? That's what you said just now, right? We don't send our questions to the public cloud. We build everything ourselves. So the data is our own data, because CapitaLand, we have tons of data, just how to use it. That's it.
But how can you be sure that the data generated by AI is reliable if it's not your company's data? In general, you ask ChatGPT something, it will come up with something, right? Yeah. How can we make sure that, these data
are reliable? I think we still need, we need a third party to actually ensure that these data are actually accurate and also be able to use as a company. Maybe you don't really just throw out a answer generated by the AI into the market or design a product based on what AI told you. You need to actually make assessments and also circumstances or researches yourself to double check these results.
It may sound very strange, but as part of the 100 AI applications that we're looking at, we are looking for AI to check AI.
Easy answer in this question is that in manufacturing, because we use our own data, so to make this data reliable, you just maintain your device, calibrate your device well. But I think the real challenge is on the generative AI, which use outside or unstructured or anybody data. So I think the answer is that we can't be sure, or we cannot make this kind of data reliable or accurate. But on the other hand, you just need to realize that it can be what they say a hallucination or something like that. On the other hand, you must aware of that and make double check, triple check by yourself. But I think it's maybe at least at the moment we cannot make outside or the internet data reliable right now.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Alvin, I think you need AI to check AI, so that AI will check AI. Double, triple check, right? So many times, right? To make sure that the data that it told us is reliable. Huh? All right, thank you very much for all the questions, and please give a round of applause to our 4 speakers here. And once again, I invite Mr. David to please give our speakers tokens of appreciation. Thank you very much once again. Thank you all for your kind participation in today's panel discussion. So now, as we have come to the close of today's summit, on behalf of Delta Electronics Thailand, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all of our speakers and all of our panelists and guests as well for joining us on this journey to explore the incredible potential of AI in driving industrial and data center growth across Southeast Asia. So as we can see in today's discussions, challenges do remain, but the future is bright for AI in this region. Southeast Asia is well positioned to lead in both industrial transformation and as a critical hub for the world's data infrastructure. So thank you very much once again for being part of today's event. And also, please be so kind as to do this survey for us. How is your experience today with this QR code, so that this will help us to create a better experience for you in our future events. Next, I'll tell you a very important, crucial information, okay? And that's about lunch. So please enjoy the complimentary lunch at Savio Restaurant on the lobby floor, okay? Now, you have to get a coupon to get into the restaurant. So please get your coupon at the door when you exit, or you can go to the registration desk to get the coupon to eat lunch at the lobby floor as well, all right? So thank you very much for joining us today. Have a wonderful day. ขอบคุณค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ